Happy Wednesday, guys.
It's hump day.
You sure
Did
it's
you really
Wednesday?
forget what day it was?
I did. I told you this morning.
Well,
I woke up
he
early,
he had a meeting and he completely disoriented himself.
and I've been gone all day for reasons that shall remain
mean-
unspoken for now. And
To be fair, Chris
Vasectomy.
is only half there.
Vasectomy.
Literally.
Chris is only half.
Chris,
there.
wait, whoa, hang on. You had a vasectomy today?
You did?
No, Dan. That's what he was taking care of today. Something private.
Oh, he had a
No,
vasectomy.
but
Look at your video.
are you trying to
only
do a
half of you is on
segue
there.
into Robert's new thing, or we can't talk about that yet? Nice.
What's up to
background,
Robert?
Chris.
What I have
What's wrong?
What?
I
I
forgot
see all
what
of
day
you.
it was. The
I'm
whole
just a
point of
little
this,
bit
I
missing
forgot
down
what
here.
day.
Guys, I have an ice pack here. I can't move right now.
Shout out to the 503B pathway.
No, actually, shout out to the 505B2 pathway.
Is that what it
That's
is?
true.
That's not 503.
Well, there's a 503B, which is compounding pharmacies.
Yeah, but
There's
505
nah, that's
not
the one I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
505B2 is the regulatory strategy for.
Generics.
It's not generic.
Rebranded,
It's 505J.
Not generic, sir.
Oh my
Reduce
gosh.
Anyways, guys, this is not the purpose of After Dark.
Chris screwed it all up.
What did I
Chris,
do?
You went to Golden Corral. That's what you did.
Yeah, I went to Golden
Oh,
Corral.
okay.
I mean, let's be honest here with the audience. I mean, come on.
Hey,
Yes.
I ate a salad and 2 baked potatoes. What do you want?
And then you went to In-N-Out.
That I did for second dinners.
East Coast people will never know.
Darshan, what do you know about In-N-Out? Can we
He thinks that's a legal strategy. Like this is how you just finagle.
There's so many things I can say. I'll just
Okay,
give you
good.
the appropriate one. I know about the restaurant.
Okay,
I
good.
think we have actually an In-N-Out here.
No, you don't.
I think we do actually.
Texas
There's nothing Darshan, there's nothing east of Texas. It's impossible.
I'm gonna look it up.
You look it up, and I mean, can we bet a coffee mug, ladies and
How
gentlemen?
many coffee mugs do you need?
I want a half a dozen.
I got one
need
with a
6 of
handle.
these.
Well,
I need at least 6 of these.
These are great.
And by the way,
tomorrow I'm up bright and early. I think tomorrow is the right day for my thing.
You might want to make your calendar.
I have a question
Yeah.
for Darshan. When you made this cup, how many people do you think understood the reference to Better Call Saul?
Oh come on.
I think
Really?
most.
Most?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because
On LinkedIn most.
all right. Well, let's.
LinkedIn.
I hope so.
On
Otherwise, it's completely
non-LinkedIn it's
wasted.
more. Yeah, on non-LinkedIn it's maybe more. Tomorrow I'm up. Look, branding the site. Like I'm out here getting the sponsors. The sponsor actually, this one found us, but any site can do this. That like it's amazing. Darshan, Robert, and Chris. Although Chris could probably care less, but these sponsors they want to learn from sites, and it's not just like lip service. They actually want sites to hey, come on. It's like a petting zoo. Like I bring all my coordinators and they look at us, and then we tell them like how things actually are in the real world. And they made slides for us. Shout out to Jerry. I'm not gonna mention the company, it's a big one. Hey, I'll make the slides for you. Do these look good? Yeah, these are great. I don't need slides, but let's go. So tomorrow I'm up and there's gonna be like 200, maybe 400 of these big pharma people watching us. And like I thought this was a great way for sites to, and I want to talk about this at SOS next year. And I know you guys are all there. It's going to be part of a panel where like how to promote your site. I mean, these sponsors want to hear from sites. You just have to go find them. And I learned by accident. I wasn't looking. But apparently this is a marketing channel now. Can't see your fancy lamp. I'm sorry, Brady. I have to promote this book, which I'm supposed to send to Robert and Chris, The Sovereign Individual. So it's one of the life-changing books I read recently. But that's how my day went.
Become a sovereign citizen.
So it's up for debate, yeah. But I don't think so, man. I'm here ride or die. Although Latin America is intriguing. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
But that's how my day got started. So that's why I didn't know what day it was, because I woke up literally thinking it's the wrong day. And it's only fitting we end it with After Dark.
After Dark was supposed to be yesterday, but in light of Dan thinking he had to be up Today we postponed it to
Yeah, I was like,
today.
yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't like those after darks. Then I get like feel bad in the mornings, and now it's not gonna matter. I'm gonna be up there with a big sponsor, showing them what life is like in Yuma, and good times, man. How about you guys? How's your week going so far?
Well, Dan, I got to tell you, I don't know who's watching this right now, so I got to tread carefully. But did you
I
guys?
hear you're huge in Australia.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm kind of disliked right now in Australia.
You
Maybe.
dislike?
But, yeah, I mean, look, did you guys see this Reddit post?
I made Chris our chief Reddit officer, and he's asleep at the wheel. So
I actually think I sent this to you. So Dan, I'm gonna put it in the behind the stage chat.
Yeah, put it. Do you want to share the screen, or do you want?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I want nothing. I don't want anything to do with this. I don't endorse it. I don't condone it. As a matter of fact, if the NSA is watching, this is not me.
Wait, should I share the screen and show this? This is interesting, man.
Wait.
Right,
why would the NSA be watching? Is Dan a threat?
Well,
no, I'm not a threat.
I'm just saying
as docile as it gets. Look,
I actually thought that was Dan because I thought about the podcast we did, and we talked about the new version of CROs. So
the service providers.
Yeah.
So this Reddit post is absolutely comical.
Is there any CRO out there that gets it right, or are they all BS?
And look how many members there are already.
76 up to 31,000 members in clinical research. Chris, why are you not marketing in this place? The one social network you should master, because I've ignored, is Reddit.
But I think the big concern is, how do you actually go onto Reddit and have that opinion when you don't actually understand what CROs do? It's quite evident to even ask that question. You don't fully understand what CROs do. CROs actually have a very, very important role.
Take it for sure. But look, this is after dark. Take this with a comedic approach.
Okay.
Enjoy the opinions of these Redditors.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. I just made that up. It felt right.
No, that is accurate.
Okay.
Redditors.
So my point is,
Condé Nast owns Reddit now.
It is so comically relieving. You literally, I read this. I mean, it's lengthy. It's very lengthy.
Here's the thing about CROs. The project teams are the product. Everything else facilitates the product in some way, including upper management, sales, or BD. Is the only true separate.
Go to the thread where it defines the 3 types of people at the CRO. It's
where's that?
It might be
You
could be the best PM or CTM, putting in 80 years a week.
Dan, can I make a suggestion, sir?
80 hours a week, they're saying.
This is your show, right? So what I'm trying to say is, I think you should put this link in the description for people to peruse later. And I think that we kind of just leave it there. But the point is, it's truly comic relief, appropriate for After Dark. And if you want to have a good laugh, and you agree, you disagree, because to Darshan's point, he's right. Yes, CROs play a critical part in the clinical trial ecosystem. There's no doubt about it.
That is the correct answer, sir.
However, this is
also, let's not talk about China in case we want to go there one day.
Exactly. And listen, I just want to give a big shout out to Ella.
Darshan. Oh, Ella
from Contraline. She's actually she just slacked me. She's like, hey, you're on the Reddit post that you just shared with me. So the reason I mentioned I'm hated in Australia has something to do with this type of philosophy that I might or might not agree with. Okay? Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Hopefully, no one's watching this.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully they are. What's the point otherwise?
There's no one watching.
No, I meant like abroad, Darshan. Like,
abroad, yeah, it's like 2 a.m. I think.
I wish I could.
Really.
I should actually
starting out.
I should actually show you.
Yeah.
I should actually share my Slack screen so that you can see how my colleague is talking to me right now.
I'm down, but you won't put her out on blast. I actually met Ella. She's Seems like she knows what she's doing over there.
She's awesome.
Social
Yeah,
media,
she's
social
really
media
good.
marketing. Shout out to Ella.
Oh
Send
my
her a link
god!
to come on, man.
I'm getting threatened now that she might record this and show it to everybody. Newsflash,
HR.
Ella,
Does your
it's
company
on...
have an HR department?
Oh, we do. But Ella, this is on YouTube. Like, this is forever on the internet. She's telling
Yeah.
me she's not very pleased with it.
Maybe the copyright will save us.
Well,
after all.
hopefully this episode does not make it to YouTube. No,
it's not on there yet. It's on Darshan's.
It's on my YouTube.
Oh,
Darshan,
great,
how's
Darshan.
your week been so far, man? It's Wednesday.
It's been good.
Man.
I've been working on a few different sponsors, like mega sponsor with a small CRO and a small site, all doing privacy stuff.
Oh, wow.
Privacy
You
is
scared the shit out of me with that. And Chris said that's not true. That
Which
sites
part?
are not. Chris, didn't we argue about this?
A little bit about,
I told you
about cell phone usage. I looked it up and what was
What's the
required.
question?
There was no question. Dan was saying you absolutely can't use cell phones, and I read the regulations that you can.
Cell phones
It's
for
just-
what, Chris?
To do what?
At work,
To
for
reach out to
sites.
patients.
Yeah.
Reach out to patients. And you can
Oh.
use cell phones, but you can't have their information in your phone, stored on your phone, their name or any other.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I didn't say that you can't use. What we were talking about, if I remember correctly, Dan, is can you take photos of patient docs?
Yeah. But it
which,
went
yeah, that
deeper
would
because
be
I asked a
absolutely
bunch of
a HIPAA violation.
hypotheticals. I said, every staff member that works here has their own personal phone. We're not
That'd be a
rich and
HIPAA
can't buy-
violation without even
Yeah.
that doesn't take
HIPAA.
even
What's
30 seconds.
HIPAA? What is HIPAA?
HIPAA would
HIPAA.
In
It's like a
Australia, they don't know.
but with
Wait a
A
minute,
bigger.
Darshan. I thought you told me HIPAA doesn't apply to clinical research one time.
HIPAA doesn't apply to clinical research if you do it right. I'd say
Uh-huh.
90% of sites don't do it right.
All right, I'm with you on that one. Anyways,
No,
Chris Sauber, how was your week?
Sauber, your
It's
week.
been a week.
It's only Wednesday, man.
been
We're sharing a text thread with a PI that's driving us a little bit crazy. No?
Somewhat pushy.
Yeah.
What makes your PI problematic?
Real estate?
It's exactly.
mean?
It's exactly correct.
That's a very.
No,
factual
we don't need
statement.
details, but there's a whole thing on.
He's
Just
not
so you
on
know,
LinkedIn. He's too busy.
the thing around real estate is there are actual anti-kickback concerns with real estate. There's a specific exception in the anti-kickback law for real estate and for rent. So if you are paying for real estate, you have to be very
no.
careful that you fit within the anti-kickback exception.
Don't worry, we're well outside the
Good.
area under the curve for the kickback.
That does not mean those words do not mean what you think they mean.
AUC. I got a biotech. The AUC is top of mind right now.
Dan, what do you think AUC means in the context of biosimilars?
Area under the curve.
I know you know that, Rob.
No, of
Oh, I'm
course I
sorry.
know that. PK
I
and time and how long it takes for the time for the max C max and T max to stay under the curve compared to other drugs.
No, so it's not about staying under the curve. It's actually about getting this amount of drug that's associated with it. So it's not, is this the passing line or is it not the passing line? It goes to, if you
Wow,
have
that
this
was-
much drug in you,
That
the
was.
pharmacokinetics suggests that you're equivalent.
AQST is the
Hold on.
one.
I have a question, guys. Was that Darshan
Epinephrine.
making a reference to craps?
Craps?
What?
You said the pass line versus the not pass line.
Oh God, no, I'm not that smart.
Oh, okay. I was like, Darshan's a degenerate gambler. My God, I didn't
He's
even know
not too
that.
far from the.
No wonder
what's
the
one-
guys. I mean, like.
What's the casino there in Connecticut? I mean, you're kind of far.
Okay, I was just wondering. I'm like, wow, was that a
Philly has
craps
its own
reference?
casinos, and I'm like right next to Atlantic City.
Ah, that's
Darshan,
right.
you need to look up this guy Mickey Mace.
Okay.
He has taken casinos for tens of 20s and 30s of millions of dollars. Mickey Mace.
I just wrote his name down.
Yeah,
But you know who's actually been really good
who's
is
that?
the guy who owns the UFC.
Dana White.
Yeah, so he exactly. And Steve will do it also, part of that Happy Daddy hard
Happy Dad,
seltzer. You know what I'm talking about, Dan? Yeah.
Happy Dad.
So,
yeah, I used to drink
all
that
these
one.
guys, hey, Monica in the car, having to be chauffeured around.
Latinos in
I love it.
Clinical Research live from the
LICR in the
I-10,
house.
This is
live from the
growing
405
dark.
South. Going live to you on the 10s. Monica, what's traffic looking like on the 405 southbound
Oh
right
my
now?
gosh. You
Can
don't
we get
want
a
to
alert?
see it.
forward-facing view, please,
You
Monica?
don't
We got
want
a
to
SIG
see it.
alert
Look.
on the 405 where the I-10 connects.
See?
It
Traffic
still
is
looks like crap.
Wow. Yeah,
and
we
this
have
is
we have
my-
oh, and there's the MC from that is the MC from SOS.
Raul?
Yes.
Raul. Big shout out to Raul. And listen, our people in Australia that are watching this are very intrigued right now.
Did you know Monica used to live in Australia?
You're kidding me.
Yeah, in Sydney.
In Sydney. Monica, give us your best Australian accent.
Yes.
First, Australian, but that's different.
No, I can't do
Say,
that.
wait, Monica, you gotta say focus in Australian.
Oh no! Even worse. No, thank you very much.
Wait, Australia's a
Please.
different language? Wow.
With an Australian
Listen.
accent. Come on.
Mm,
I just met with an Australian
Focus,
potential.
Monica.
Monica, please, this would make me so happy. I would absolutely love this because, like, we literally do have people from Australia watching this right now.
Your best Aussie
Oh.
accent. Let's go, Monica.
Oh,
We
no,
got
I
this.
can't do it. I'm not good at doing
What was her name
accents.
that came on the LICR? Cindy Meyer Quinn.
Yeah, she's also in Sydney. Yeah,
Hey,
Sydney.
I know a CRA
Yeah.
in Australia. She's actually
Yeah.
Mexican that
That's
lives in
amazing.
Australia now.
I didn't know
We had
Monica
a
lived in
student.
Sydney. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a students from Australia too, from the CRC Academy. Two.
A lot. We're worldwide.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And we're coming off of a SOS planning session that I missed, but we got some exciting stuff. Robert, I barely know. I have to tell you soon. But exciting stuff. How's your Wednesday, Monica?
Very good, very busy.
Coming back from the site?
Yes.
Wow. That's dedication.
Mm. Yeah. That Australia time they having lunch watching us then.
Yes, they are. It's like around what 11? No, it's got to be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
That's like lunchtime for Ella. Yeah.
Do you know what I learned about Australia? Which is really I've been telling everybody since this happened. So there is a region called I might butcher this. Excuse me, Adelaide.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a city.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I'm talking with my colleagues in Australia and we're trying to arrange a meeting with somebody who lives in this region. And she's like, wait a minute, they're 30 minutes off. Like they're 30 minutes ahead or behind. I can't remember. I think ahead or no, behind. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. So that really does mean that it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Like I had no idea, guys. I'm 43 years old. And I just learned a week ago that there are 30-minute differences in time zones. I always thought there was I didn't know that.
India's 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute time zone.
That's great.
India,
Guys, I feel very, my education has failed me tremendously.
Well, that's okay. You're busy getting your
doctor
MD.
who doesn't know about 30-minute time zones.
I was so fascinated. I'm like, she's like, well, it's 8:30 for. I'm like, well, no, it's 8 a.m. She's like, no, it's 30 minutes ahead of. I'm like, what? I was fascinated, Harsha. So this is not only unique to us. This is apparently in India as well. Amazing. 30 minutes, guys. 30
Because they're so big.
India is now most populated country in the world.
So am I literally the only one on this panel that had no idea that there were 30-minute time zones? Chris, please save me here. Chris will be honest.
Chris schedules too many Annie meetings, so I think he's dealt with that before.
Chris,
you're on mute,
mute.
but it's okay.
I'm just curious. Am I literally the only one who knew this? Didn't know this?
I think so. Chris, we can't hear him.
Dan, did you know this really though?
No, I knew. Really? I knew. Yeah.
You did know. Okay, I trust.
Sorry,
you.
I was muted. So where are there half-an-hour time zones? This answers your question by that question.
Ah, there you go. So Chris didn't know, so he's with you.
All I'm aware of is the United States, right?
I had no idea anywhere in the world that there was like a 30-minute time change from Sydney, Australia to Adelaide. Like there is literally a 30-minute time change.
Well, they're
It's
very
hard
anal.
probably hard to
They're
schedule.
very
Like
they're very anal
Zooms.
about sunlight. It sounds like.
See, and Ella is telling me that I'm the only one on the panel who didn't know. Ella, actually, that is not true. Chris Sauber did not know.
Yeah,
Ella,
I'm
it's
familiar with the
winter.
United
It's
States.
winter right now in Australia. Ella, Merry Christmas.
My sister was telling me that yesterday they were 30 degrees Celsius in winter. So that's
Yes.
like a very high temperature, almost
Yes, I
like
heard
summer
that.
kind.
Yeah. I heard it was quite warm there.
Mhm.
Anything on your guys' minds? Themes you're seeing, trends? I've got lots, but
I've got
that's why I
lots too.
like having
Dan, I
after.
actually had a recruiter reach out to me, and
They're still operating.
that's the funny part because he was essentially, I think back in April, you, me, Chris, maybe Darshan was there, maybe Monica was there, I can't remember. But this gentleman was somebody we never talked to before, actually. And he circled back with, hey, would love to jump on the pod one day. And I kind of, I said, look, given the state of the industry and all these people that have such rich candidate pools, now is probably just not the time. We're more in the business of giving colleagues and job seekers advice versus sending them to a recruiter. Because I have not heard of personally any successful recruiting stories recently. So that's pretty interesting to me. That's what's on my mind. I'm thinking recruiters are they're just not it right now. What do you guys
Actually,
think?
They're definitely
I think
quiet.
the opposite because I've been receiving more than ever um, recruiters reaching out to me asking me for coordinators.
Oh wow. Wait,
More
asking
than
you
ever
for
before.
like, what do you mean, Monica? Like asking you to supply coordinators or hire coordinators?
Yeah, because no supply because
Oh,
we have because of the CRC Academy we have a database of
right.
all the students that went on class, but it's been hard to connect them with the recruiters because many of these students are already working, right? The vast majority. So I'm gonna try to help, but yeah, I've been receiving more emails or people reaching out to me asking me for coordinators.
That's a great
Coordinators.
sign. That's a good sign.
CRAs, maybe not so much. Project managers, not so much. But my CRA, who I interviewed, she comes to Yuma all the way from Georgia, and she's a contract CRA. So seeing a lot more contractors lately, which is interesting.
Dan, by the way, I loved that meme you posted today.
Oh, the Dolphins coach? Yeah, man. The W2 versus contract.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
What do you think the deeper meaning? Because a meme is just compressed data. Like, what do you think the deeper meaning of that is? I feel like the contract CRA has earned the luxury of being their true selves. And I find that on LinkedIn, many people have not. And I can see, you can almost sense it by their posts, the type of posts they make, which is the
Indeed.
deeper meaning I gather from it. What about you guys? Do you guys like these posts where people like, this is where my chat GPT, by the way, AI is amazing, right? Like I went to Texas Roadhouse yesterday after the site, and I took a picture of my meal. So I had a ribeye, and then I had a margarita, and I had a side of potatoes, mac and cheese. And in the prompt, I uploaded my picture. My wife took that picture. I uploaded it because initially I was gonna send it to my niece, like, too bad you couldn't come. I was like making her jealous. And I was like, no, that's a good picture. I'm gonna go like Instagram, and people like their Instagram, so I'm like, I'm gonna do something interesting here. I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I said, hey, I'm drinking a margarita. I want you to write a sarcastic post that is typical of LinkedIn, where people like to humble brag, but also like play semi-victim of how busy they are and how stressed out they are. Something like that. I forgot the actual prompt, but it was more coherent than this. And it did it, and it knew. I only told it margarita. From the picture, it identified my steak and the sides correctly. And it was not a very clear picture. And it wrote this perfect, like, LinkedIn, something that fits right in. And it's something that doesn't bother me too much when I see other people do it, but I can see it's like kind of a game that they play. Like, oh, I'm so stressed. You know, in a way, it's like humble bragging. Like, because other people maybe are not as busy, they're showing like, oh, I'm so busy. I could barely keep up with my day to day. Let's have a margarita. Like, the only way I could get through my crazy workload is to have another drink. So in a way, it's like humble bragging. What do you guys? Am I the only one that notices this, or is this not a thing?
I definitely noticed it by the photo you sent of the alcohol supply you have at YCT.
Oh man, that shout out to Scott. I invited him on. He's watching Deadpool right now. Scott Stout.
It's a good movie.
I liked it. What do you guys think about my thoughts on these LinkedIn like fake stressed out kind of posts? Or is it real stressed out? If you're that stressed out, you're not posting on LinkedIn.
Exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth.
Nailed it. Not to mention writing something that coherent, where it's like paragraphs explaining their day. Thoughts?
Yeah, if you're stressed out, probably you're not looking at linking that much, right?
So what's the real purpose of that kind of post?
I think Cameron hit it right off the. I mean, he nailed it. This comment, yeah. I mean,
LinkedIn turned into Facebook. Yeah.
Did you guys see this? I don't even want to say it. Never mind.
Darshan, what are you? You're very silent on this topic.
I don't really have much to.
Do you notice what I'm saying, or am I hallucinating like the?
No, you're pretty good. I'm agreeing. I actually made a post that you could probably. I thought you'd enjoy it. I said, Dan, I'm so busy. I'm posting on After Dark on LinkedIn while on the podcast.
I like that. Drowning away one margarita a day keeps the workload away.
Well, I think everybody has their own ways to distress.
Yeah.
So, Monica, are you driving?
No, I'm not driving. This is my driver.
SOSMC Raul, aka El Gato.
Raul is so focused. I love it.
He's got that night vision with the cat eyes. He's got the night vision. He can see.
Yeah.
He can see in the next city what's going on.
Yes.
Raul gonna be that. He was one of the best MCs I've ever seen at any conference or any event. Period.
This is true. I have to concur.
And for a first time,
but also we got to give a shout out to Ashley Margot. She was.
Yes.
I invited her on. She said she's in her pajamas, but she's watching.
Yeah, they both really did very, very well.
Yeah, they did. They did an awesome job.
And then Monica made me an honorary. I can't remember. Remember, Monica, you handed me the little sign, and you're like, "Hey." It was the yes, no. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Darshan, you missed out, man. We're gonna have to fly you out to this one.
I'm okay with that.
Do you want first class, or are you okay with Spirit Air? Spirit Air?
I'll take Spirit Air. I'm not picky.
If we flew you Spirit Air, could we get like a faux stressed out LinkedIn post?
I don't think you need the faux part of it. You don't need faux. I'll give you the real stressed out.
The real deal. Middle seat, 5-hour flight.
Oh.
Time out.
Darshan,
we all know Darshan goes private jet.
Pennsylvania to Oklahoma on Darshan's PJ is not going to take very long.
I don't think there's many direct flights.
I'm a college professor. That's an adjunct college professor.
What is that, like community college?
Adjunct just means you're not full time. I get paid less than $5,000 a class.
Wait, Darshan.
Wait, $5,000 a class? Wait, that's a lot.
Thank you, Monica.
What was that?
So many classes this year, and I was just how he has time to go to so many universities or do all these studies and diplomas and certificates, and I was just like, wow.
Darshan's a lifelong student. He's not stopping until he has Ivy League creds.
Darshan.
I'm not a fancy doctor. I don't own multiple training academies. I don't have my own personal chauffeur right now driving me either. So you know what? I'm learning from all of you guys.
Hashtag, thank God it's Wednesday. Hashtag, so stressed. Hashtag, only 2 more days till Friday.
I was convinced this morning that today was Thursday, so
Me
my brain is
too.
already
Me
dead.
too. I think it's Mercury retrograde or something.
Is that what it is, Maureen? I mean, oops.
Maureen, hey, we should get Maureen on
I
this. Chris,
love
please
that.
send her the link while I read Hamid's comment. He's finally got a serious one here.
Could someone explain
Was
what
that a
she
true? Wait.
Look
Was that a
up-
true? Was that a true? Oops, Robert. Did you just
Of
call
course,
Monica
I mean-
Maureen?
No. I called Dan Maureen. He's
Oh.
talking about retrograde
Conspiracy.
Mercury, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Hey,
Makes
be
sense.
nice about my CRA. She's coming to our site in Yuma
Listen,
very soon. Actually, she's coming to Chris first. I'm going to make this short clip and send it to her. Chris Sauber. Okay, Hamid, what do you think about the shift to non-invasive treatments like hyperbaric HBOT?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What's a
Hyperbaric
H-bomb?
oxygen treatment.
No, I get that,
okay.
but adjunctive to what?
So to
genetic
another
recombination.
medication.
I've actually done this. I interviewed a guy about it.
Yeah, and you were in a hyperbaric.
I was
chamber,
I was doing a podcast
Yeah.
in one. It feels like you're going like, you know how like when your plane's landing? It was like that the whole hour. Like
Yeah,
this pressure in your ears, just it's for sleep, PTSD, stress, inflammation, pain. I just did it to do the podcast, but that guy's very careful. Yeah, I got it for free. He's my sweet neighbor next door at the site. Shout out to Omar and his wife Alejandra. They're really cool. But he's very careful about how he promotes it. Even in the podcast, he was like, "Well, it's not treatment, but I've heard from others it can help them in these kind of conditions." He was very
Darshan
careful.
would be proud.
It
Darshan
sounds
would
like
be
he
proud.
had Darshan or someone very Darshan-esque on the side, like on
Yeah,
retainer, on a
advising.
serious
Yeah,
retainer.
Makes sense.
Darshan, you think this is good or bad for the industry? We got a med spa podcast coming up soon.
We do need to talk about med spas.
We got a full hour on this, Hamid. So I would say just be patient, and Baba Yaga will be there to scare you. Something will be scary about this one.
We could do another one on like just telemedicine, because there's a whole thing on telemedicine that I think is worth talking about. The rules, the laws that become really important.
How to violate HIPAA with your cell phone. There's apparently we all do. Monica, did you know that?
you told me that.
Yes, yeah, scared Darshan.
Yeah.
I scared Monica and Chris
I can tell.
about this.
I have a
They're both
question.
afraid of Baba Yaga.
I have a question for Baba Yaga.
Okay. Okay, what's the question?
So I take potential client calls all the time, and generally speaking, the majority are doctors who are research naive.
Could you start from the beginning of the sentence? I feel like I can barely hear what you're saying.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take potential client calls for the services Dan and I offer. Often they're with doctors, okay, that are research naive. And one of their questions always is, what are my risks for doing research? And I tell them, hey, it's just like practice. Nothing's going to happen to you unless you're breaking the law in some capacity. So I'm curious, is that a sufficient answer?
Come on, Baba Yaga, don't be nice because it's after dark. Give them the
So
full
let's
Baba Yaga.
see this. You're going to scare us.
Blood in the teeth.
No, I'm not going to scare you. How about this? I think that they have to make a decision for themselves. You're giving them your opinion on what the real risks are. They ask me that question, I have to give them a more comprehensive answer. But even then, I'm giving you an overall answer. I'm not doing research. But I think from a risk perspective, you kind of give an opinion. And it's not expected to be comprehensive. It's not expected to be all-inclusive. But there are tons of risks that are involved in research. But the question is, as you pointed out, Chris, as long as you stick to the law, as long as you don't violate the law, you're fine. So there are other non-law things that can come up, things like promotional issues, things like regulatory issues. But I would say overall, you're probably, again,
so
don't violate, you're fine.
So to confine their question a little more, generally
Yeah.
they're referring to their medical license, right? Am I risking my medical license in any capacities?
So there are situations where you are risking a medical license. I actually had a situation where a doctor, well, it went the other way. His medical license got taken away because of research. Then he tried to volunteer for free in the context of research, and he was banned. And that actually landed up having an impact on the clinical trial site. So you can actually taint a site because of your experience.
So he lost his license from research?
That's what I gather. It was a situation, so I didn't actually look into his specific situation. But yeah,
it's possible.
You can.
I think you still have to break the law. I've only heard.
Oh, you still have to break the law. So, for example, I'll give you just as an example: informed consent. If you don't get appropriate informed consent, you can break the law. Now, there are at least 3 different types of informed consent. I'm literally working on a situation right now that may be relevant. You might, for example, you guys, Dan started off with a 503B. In some states, for a 503B, you actually have to get informed consent. In some states, if you're going to use telemedicine, you have to get informed consent. And then you have informed consent for the actual practice of medicine. And you have informed consent in the context of practicing research. So which one applies? When does it apply? They're all different ones. And then you're actually going to share data, which is another type of informed consent. So there's loads of informed consents that kick in and violate, and not doing one or the other can expose you to liability.
So I have to agree with Dan here. See, up until this moment, I'd only heard of one doctor losing their license, and it was for committing fraud. So I don't know why you have to go and say all of this.
I was trying to start off with a upbeat thing going. I told you that the goal for me, actually, when I started was I don't want to be Baba Yaga for this conversation. So I tried to be nice. And I was just like.
He's doing a teaser.
This is
Darshan is the master of marketing right now.
He really is.
Our site owner academy.
Yo, excuse me, master of marketing. This is all you need to know.
Shout out to 503B, not to be confused. LICR tried to do a 501c3, but it's way too much work.
And also not to be confused with a 505(1)B or a 2B,
which we love those generic repurposed.
B1 or B2.
Repurposed.
B1, B2.
B1.
Are we playing bingo?
We like it. Yeah, we might as well, man.
Anyone?
Do you think there's more of these repurposed drugs happening?
Actually, there's a guy. It's funny you mentioned that.
I like those kind of studies.
Have you heard about David Fajgenbaum?
No. Sounds familiar.
Okay. Yeah,
sounds like Baba Yaga.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on my screen because he just happens to be literally the post I was looking at on LinkedIn as we were talking. So anyways, he actually had Castleman's disease and there was no treatment for it. And he went and discovered that a treatment that existed could have been used for Castleman's. They just hadn't done the research on it. He found his own treatment.
Wow.
And so now he's a doctor at Penn, and he's going and saying, we want to go back and find diseases where we already have the drug. They just aren't being used and the research is not being done. So
can't do an orphan or orphan drug.
Wouldn't necessarily. I mean, in his case, it would have been an orphan because Castleman's is an orphan disease state.
Yeah.
But and Dr. Goldman, what exactly is Castleman's? Do you remember?
No.
Okay, I don't either. But no, I figured you know everything. You're the doctor.
Darshan, you're a doctor as well.
No, I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm not smart like you.
Well, please, I'm not the one with Ivy League credentials.
Neither am I.
Yes, you are. You aspire to it. I don't.
Adjunct professor.
I'm an adjunct professor. There you go.
At a community college?
Those
are the best ones. Shout out to the community colleges.
I want to sign up for one of Darshan's courses. As a matter.
Hey, in real, like for real, shout out to all the community colleges out there. I think that's bang for your buck.
I went to community college, just to be clear.
Me too.
Darshan, can you do like an online version of your course?
I do an online version of my course. My course is online.
Okay. Oh, wow. Well.
We also have Site Owner Academy.
Site Owner Academy.
In the last 10 years, I've taught, I think, one semester in person. The rest of them have been all online since like 2009.
Okay. Well, I was misled then because I would like to take one of your courses.
Well, you're
There you
welcome
go.
to take one of my courses.
We got a love
Can I
connection.
like sit in on it, or do I have to pay for
Yeah.
it?
I mean, no, you've got to sign up with Drexel, which can get expensive. But
Okay.
I actually have a bunch of different podcasts on Neuralink, by the way. But will Neuralink and similar companies shift research from small sites to in-house research?
I hope not, Hamid. For the sake of the progress in this industry, there's going to be KOLs that are needed. Robert, you do studies. Chris and I consult with sponsors a lot. You always need KOL, and they're usually at a.
So you got to be careful.
AMC. Yeah.
You got to be very careful with that, Dan. You don't want to have your physician be referred to as a KOL. First of all, KOL is a bad word in industry.
They refer to themselves as this.
No, they can refer to themselves because they're trying to make themselves seem important, but you don't want to have, because here's the problem. If you're hiring a doctor as a KOL and he's doing research, the question becomes, are you paying him for the research or are you paying him because he's a KOL? In which case you raise concerns about fair market value. In which case you raise concerns about kickbacks. So you want to be clear that you're hiring him because he has the patient population.
Yeah.
I
agree with you. We tell the sponsors that all the time, and they still want KOLs. They say, okay, nice. Send us your list of KOLs.
They use the word KOL?
They use the word, Chris, do they not use that word KOL? Last month was the most recent one.
Really? In which case, that sounds like someone who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they wanted a list of doctors that were interested in being a KOL.
And Darshan, I just talked to a $5 to $8 billion market cap company, very large pharma.
5 to 8 is not large anymore.
Well, okay, fine.
Mid. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Okay, fine. Mid-size. All right. And they as well referred to KOLs.
So let's be clear. It depends on who's referring. Marketing will refer to them as KOLs.
They don't have appropriate legal advice.
They do not sound like they have this would be terrifying.
And so you better
brought
call
to you by Darshan Kulkarni.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
folks at Kulkarni Law Firm. Call
That's
him
right.
Now.
Please.
You are all violating HIPAA.
Hey, Darshan, honestly though,
Monica, you're mute.
Yeah, Chris and I don't have that up.
Chris and Monica have FOMO for Darshan. I could send you one without a handle. I'll super glue it back.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna set if Chris and Monica agree to put it on and use it on the podcast. I'd be happy to send both of you.
Chris drinks 12 cups before 10 a.m.
If you
Chris will not have a word with you,
and you guys promise to refer clients to me, I would be happy to send you both.
Whoa!
That last
Did
part
you just hear that quid pro quo?
I'm right.
Hey, aren't you worried about
kickbacks?
Anti-kickback.
Dan, that needs to be like a short. We need to
That's the short
that
right
one.
there.
If you do this, then I'll do that.
By the way, guys, feel comfortable. The live is just live. I don't know about Darshan's channel, but the live is just live.
It is live.
But the shorts, there's some gems in here, guys. There are gems here. I will find them.
I will definitely
Chris,
use
Monica,
it.
Just send me your addresses. I will send you the handle. I'll send you guys
just the handle.
The handle. Dan Safer has the only handle that I've ever sent.
That's right.
That's amazing.
When he received it, he was like, "Wait, what is this?"
I was like, "Thanks, Darshan, but it's missing a handle." Will Neuralink and similar companies shift research from small sites to in-house research? Hamid, for certain things, small sites don't want to do it. I got approached by a sponsor today. I did a Zoom with him. I quickly flipped it to Patient Ace. Hey, you need Patient Ace help. My site doesn't want to do this. Tough study. Tough. You're talking about a chronic condition that only lasts 5 days where people are in extreme pain, and there's a placebo arm. So imagine this, Robert and Darshan.
How would that go through an IRB?
The guy was talking so much I could barely get a few words in, and they were Patient Ace. You need. Those were my words.
What is a Patient Ace? I don't know what that is.
The recruitment.
Oh man, I love
it. I don't know that one
out there. Oh, you got to know about. Darshan, we'll educate you on that.
We'll
Thank you.
educate you, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
thank
to
you.
Ronik. Ronik's the human AI. That
Human
Ronik's
AI.
amazing.
Isn't that
Build
just
it in.
intelligence then?
Wait, you don't
Yes.
know Ronik? Your universes will collide. I don't think we're ready for this one. Ronik
Yo,
and Darshan.
Ronik and Darshan
Whoa.
would be off the chart.
Wow. That would be. I want to just be
Yeah, I
on there and
think
just
so.
People would be like, are these guys related? They must be.
I
Just 'cause
don't
we're
know,
Indian?
man.
I
India's a
can
big
tell he's
country,
Indian.
man.
No. Darshan, that has nothing to do with it.
But he is
India's
Indian.
a
Too late
huge
now.
country.
But yes, he is Indian.
They have half an hour time zones and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
It's all coming- it's a
he's
big full
very,
circle.
very smart.
Hey, I want to
Very
give a big
smart.
shout out to Gustavo Poveda. He's
Gustavo?
tuning in. Yeah. He just sent me.
Okay.
He literally just texted me the definition of Kesselman's disease.
Of what?
Of what?
Of Kesselman's. You asked me what.
Oh, Castleman's. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he was trying to like give me an assist, like the layup, Darshan. So I just don't have the energy to Google it myself right now. So he was like, "Hey, here you go." He empowered me.
Every Rogan needs a Jamie, so that's your Jamie.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Can you look that one up, Jamie? Okay, cool. So yeah, you'll need small sites. Big sites will still be around. Academic medical centers.
I'll do
Private
you one
surgery
better.
centers. Yeah, do one.
I'll
better.
do you one better. I think the fact is that Neuralink, I think he's doing it right now. I don't even know where he's doing the research because it's not. I haven't seen the information yet, but I think he's going to eventually have to go to smaller sites. He has no choice in this matter.
He will, but not for the actual surgery.
Oh, that's fair. But I guess he's going to implant it. It depends on which version, right?
They'll
So I
do
don't think he's gonna
long-term
look at all of them.
observational study. Of course,
Yeah.
they'll need small sites. Fun
Exactly.
fact: the first Neuralink implant in the planet is from
Arizona.
Yuma. He's from Yuma.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
100%.
Mhm.
That guy was amazing, by the way. Like, I mean, I watched that whole journey. It was incredible.
Oh, you
The
saw
problem with
okay.
it
Yeah.
literally was rejected, though. I believe the wires got bent and stuff.
I mean,
he's
at
saying
least-
the second one's better.
Yeah, probably right. But I'm saying, like, when he was able to, when he played chess for the first time, like this visualization of this guy mentally controlling the mouse with his brain was just like, wow. I mean, I was literally like, yeah, that was amazing. I don't know, guys.
I think we've been talking about that for a while, right? This idea of locked-in syndrome and stuff, knowing if the person's still alive, the person still wants to be alive. I think something like a Neuralink will become really important as we continue because it gives people access to a life when they may not have it. I don't even know fully what Neuralink's going to look like because there's so much fluff that Musk puts out. I don't really know what the reality is going to look like. So I'd be curious what.
Are you a fan? Are you a Musk fan?
I actually like Musk, but I also think that he's got a little bit of Trump in him, in that there's a lot of hype and there's a central core of truth, and I can't tell what the gap is between those two things. It's like every entrepreneur in the world, every entrepreneur goes, "This is the dream," but the thing is, in the end, you start off with like one core goal. Like it's like what's the Boring Company? Where he originally was like, we'll have highways underneath the ground, and now it's basically a single lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the same concept.
I thought it was the flamethrowers. Well, that's the marketing part. That's what most people know.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that product is very interesting, but it's also scary because you don't know if maybe, I mean, this is me being very skeptic and very...
Wait, Monica's a skip? Hold on. You're the most optimistic person. It's no hyperbole. If Monica doesn't like something, it's a red flags everywhere because she is the most optimistic person in my life, Robert. There's nothing, no idea.
I can't agree more. I mean, there's a very.
So you don't like this? You're skeptical?
No. I mean, I think it more likely it's gonna work, but my skepticism is if you're gonna be controlled somehow too, right? Because you never know.
But the governments would never want to control you.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Come
Come on, Monica. They care about you.
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's exactly why I
Darshan's
will
looking
not
nervous.
like
He
any
wants
of
to like
that.
find the end screen button.
Darshan's like, my internet's about to give
He's like,
out.
hey
here."
guys, I come on this to get more clients, not to lose existing ones. Come on.
No,
What-
I'm
what-
actually more worried that my camera will run out of batteries because I'm using the good camera.
Dude,
So
shout
I
out
have
to
the
you,
other
man.
camera, though.
Your camera is A+, dude. You put us all to shame.
I'm trying to learn from Dan Safara. Have you
Nah,
seen
mine
the
sucks,
quality of
man.
Darshan, you were supposed to actually send the Amazon link because you mentioned you got it on Amazon. And
Oh.
I'm still
Okay.
waiting for that, by the way.
Okay, wait for it right now. I'm gonna take
This
care
is
of it
like
right now.
this is months ago, by the way.
So an Amazon link for what?
For the
For this
camera, look how
camera.
nice it is.
Look how nice
Oh,
and
okay,
shiny.
Look
yeah.
how
he looks
Darshan
and-
is compared to
Yeah,
the
God,
it
his
rest of us.
looks
skin is
creepy.
so. I mean, his skin is like porcelain. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
Well,
Are you
Pretty
using
sure
that's
it's
probably
bullshitting on me at this point.
speaking of
that's
505B, are you
that's
using
true.
the epinephrine cream for the face? For the atopic derm? Epinephrine cream. They're working on that.
Wait,
No?
what?
Darshan definitely has some kind of
There's
skin
something going on.
regimen in the
Yeah.
morning.
There's some Iron Man shit happening with Darshan.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has a regimen.
Plus, the guy never sleeps. I'm like suspicious of Darshan now.
Okay,
You
all
ever
of you.
sleep?
If you go to the private chat, there's the Amazon link.
Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm ordering it this moment, so that way by next month when we do this again.
And this is for everyone else who wants to buy it.
Oh wow, Darshan, that's what? Are you crazy, Darshan?
Dude, he's got bank.
$1,200.
Darshan is caked, Robert. He's an
I'm
adjunct
a
professor.
college
It's like
professor,
the
an
first
adjunct
the first thing under his
alright.
bio is adjunct professor
You're
for
right.
humility's sake.
You're
That's
right.
all it is.
Yo, Darshan,
Community
that is
college,
out of my
charity
price
work.
range.
Everything
what kind of money
else
do you think
is-
I make over here?
You make baller money, and then you've got sort of equity. You know what? One day we all want to grow up to have
mean-
Goldman money.
Oh my
It's in
god.
the name. It's in the
Darshan.
name. He's the
Darshan,
man
listen.
of gold.
Let me get some gas stations first.
Would you like mine? Would you like my gas station?
Let me see the P&Ls and I'll let you know.
You know what? If you can come here, you can have my gas stations.
Oh, he's going to give them to you. Just give them to you.
I gave one back. You should have just told me. I would have given it to you.
Darshan, I think you are the KOL of this panel. I'm just saying that right
Keeper of laughs.
I think he's a keeper of laughs, probably.
No, I mean literally. Well, I mean that's I thought you were gonna send me like a $49 like webcam here, Darshan.
Darshan doesn't roll that way.
he doesn't.
You know, but
Well,
then
that's a canon. So
I mean,
they
guys,
actually make movies now with those kind of cameras.
You can get a
Even
cheaper
with-
version of it.
Yeah, they did
here's
a
the one
movie
you can
with those, and they also did a movie with an iPhone. So
they did. Did you?
Yeah.
And Blair Witch, the first one, got me sick. I got like motion sickness watching that movie. I hate those kind of movies, but you're able to make a blockbuster film with your phone.
mhm.
Do you think personal branding, just to end it with this, the LinkedIn, the faux stressed LinkedIn posts, and it relates to the sovereign individual advice, which I think is very sound. Do you think we will get to a point where there are micro influencers in every vertical you can imagine? Like, even in research, you have TMF. You know, there's the one person, I can't remember her name, but she's the TMF queen. Then you have, but there's a lot of verticals still missing, right? There's some people that have tech companies that try to own that vertical. We have Darshan that owns many verticals. That's why he's so rich and able to buy $1,200 cameras. Do you think there's still space in these verticals for like others to come in? And
I think there are tons of verticals with. Yeah, I think there are loads and loads of spaces you can get into.
Guys,
which ones are missing? Like 505B Guru. I think that would be
every single thing I do. I could specialize in one of them, and then I could specialize in a portion of one of them. There are millions of verticals.
Dan,
Yeah,
I will say,
and I think there is market for everybody too. You know,
Darshan has a a book of ideas that I've been very privileged to not see, but I've discussed a fraction, and I mean like a minute fraction of some of his ideas.
Wait,
and
hold on.
I'm not tooting his horn. Like, they're incredible ideas.
This book.
No.
It's empty so far.
I got the same book, just a different color. Okay. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, to his point, if you really want to create a vertical, it's available.
It's out there. And shout out to Alicia Moore, who's doing it in Missouri.
And
she's the one that's been doing it.
Yeah, Nicole Palmer, TMF.
Nicole.
That's the TMF,
the one with the bow tie.
Dr. Golden, you and I should talk about those ideas, by the way.
We do need to follow up on it.
And Dan and Chris and Monica. Like, we got to do something. We're already doing something. We got to do more.
Well, and look, Dan, Chris, and myself, we announced.
I heard
but we haven't really circled back on it.
We've announced, but we haven't. Because you're in the inner circle.
You're on the inner circle. See, Monica, this has to be offline because
Monica knows, but she's forgot.
That's okay. We'll remind her.
Those who know.
Oh, no. I know.
Yeah. So it's a matter of when, not if. And Darshan's Brilliance book is going to be a vertical into this endeavor.
I love the idea I had. I think, Dan, I kind of raised it to you.
Yeah, I remember it.
And Dr. Golden likes it, but I've got like 50 other ideas like that I just literally can't get to.
Darshan's an idea-generating machine. My question was, in this era that we're about to enter, especially with ChatGPT-generated content, at what point do we stop paying attention? Like, at what point is too much? And can you recognize an AI-generated content versus a human? Clearly, this is a human one, right? Is this the future? Yeah. No AI in their right minds making this video.
I can spot it from a mile away.
Right now.
But what about right now? Yeah.
And there is one person that I'm going to put in the private chat right now.
You love this private chat. What's going on?
I think in the future we're gonna be a lot more selective of what information.
Every one of the posts, I guarantee it, Dan. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm done. In the words of my coordinator, you're done.
In the words of Dora's Sass.
But hold on a minute. Dan, am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Do you disagree?
Kind of what I was alluding to.
Okay, that's my point. Thank you.
But that just showed me others doing the same thing, right? Like my LinkedIn post yesterday. If I didn't preface it, sandwich it with "this is sarcastic," I used ChatGPT. People might interpret that, oh, he's actually stressed. This is funny. He wrote this thing about Mark.
I agree.
How much of that are we going to tolerate? Or do we reach a point where we can't tell what's real anymore? And then do we just turn it all off and go back to valuing these kind of things? No AI in their right mind would ever replicate this discussion we had today.
No,
yeah. I think it's like I was saying, I think we're going to be more selective or even creating your content, because you have the availability to ask ChatGPT to create whatever you want and then provide it to you in your own terms, in your own language. Like, for example, if you want the ChatGPT or the AI is gonna know you so well that it's gonna provide you that information in the way that it's gonna be agreeable for you, or it's gonna be.
All right. But let me ask you this, and I'll ask everyone this. If AI, fast forward 5 years from now, you have an AI twin, you're paying $20 a month for it. Darshan has one. He's baller, so he's paying like $100. Robert, Chris, we all have our own AI. We could be sleeping, or I could be watching this new show on Apple TV that I'm hooked on with Dora. And our virtual AI.
Wait. What's the name of the show?
It's with Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a prosecutor.
One of my favorite actors.
Yeah, it's called Plausible Deniability, something like this. But we're trying to figure out who ended up killing this lady. But that's not the point, Chris.
I'm just surprised you know the name of the show. That's why I was asking. Okay, continue.
Yeah, man, I thought today was Thursday, so that's should tell you a lot. Okay, let's say each of us has a digital twin that's can replicate us 80%.
Okay.
If we have tequila, maybe they're better than us. Would you send your twin to do a live stream while you're sleeping? And do you think people can tell the difference 5 years from now? And would you do it?
Yes.
Yes to both.
Yes.
I think that's where I'm at too, man. I agree with you.
I think so. I actually saw a video about it not so long ago.
You know what I would do though?
Yeah.
I would do me interviewing my twin.
That's what the
twin
person
Reid
that
Hoffman.
mentioned.
Reid Hoffman already did that
recently. I saw that recently.
Reid Hoffman did that. The founder of LinkedIn. That shit's creepy. That guy's far left. Not to get politics in here. That dude got some weird ass ideas, but
he's generally right, isn't he? Left,
Reid
right,
Hoffman?
middle.
Oh, right.
I thought
Reid Hoffman's far left.
No, I thought you said his predictions are generally right.
His predictions on tech are right.
Okay.
What he wants to shape the future to be, I strongly disagree with.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know either way about him, but I'm just
Dan, it's really, really tough to tell where you are politically.
You don't even know my comrades Robert Goldman and Chris Harper here. Don't get me started. Ask them where I stand on the spectrum. Right, Robert?
I think we should definitely not.
That is not a public conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you are more opinionated than others.
Right.
But I know exactly on the spectrum on where my comrade Dan Sfera stands.
I'm for the people, man.
In my case, I'm just slow in the spectrum. That's all I know about myself.
Listen, I'm also slow.
All right. LinkedIn newsfeed 5 years from now, because I'm actually worried about this.
Okay.
Not as a content creator, as a consumer, because I'm already getting fed up with shit I'm seeing on here. You see nothing but that. It's not even the person's real soul. It's a projection of who they are. Are you using LinkedIn anymore? Or is it your twin using it and you're just checking your inbox for leads?
I think there's a different solution at that point. I think LinkedIn does something different. It bans the fake AIs, and they'll have a system that tells when it's fake.
Because right now they're pushing it. If you got LinkedIn Premium, you push a button and it'll write the post for you.
Literally.
Yeah, but I don't think those posts are very good.
They're
You
not
can
very
tell
good.
the difference.
It was like the one I wrote yesterday.
I didn't see the one you wrote yesterday.
But Dan, you didn't use LinkedIn's AI to use that.
No, I used ChatGPT for that one.
My point precisely.
But they're similar. Right now they're basically
well, they're all using the same thing. They're all using ChatGPT actually, because LinkedIn's owned by Microsoft, which owns ChatGPT.
Yeah, which is a huge investor in OpenAI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
OpenAI is basically ChatGPT, but yeah.
Dan, what happened to you were a fan of Gronk for a while, and now you're
I'm on Grok. It's Elon admitted himself it's like a generation behind, but they're catching up fast.
Okay.
I'll go use Grok when it's worth my time.
Okay.
But
it's better pictures, though, right? The capability, the picture.
No, ChatGPT's on the picture stuff and the videos.
Really?
Grok is building the social. So it's using all of Twitter's data, or X, they call it now, to build its LLM, which is supposed to be less woke.
Are you a fan of?
A fan of who? Darshan?
Are you Elon's fan? Elon Musk.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Elon. Not a fanboy, but I'm a fan of him. Gun to my head, I support him.
Me too.
It's hard not to be a fanboy, but
I'm also a fan.
I don't agree with. Yeah, but the way he runs his personal life, I wouldn't emulate.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be a fanboy, I love what
agree.
they do, business and personal, everything.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I'm a fanboy of anyone. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Just Backstreet Boys.
The Backstreet, I never liked that.
Look
man.
at my.
You know the kind of music I'm into. I'm a Darshan fan. Closest thing to fanboy is Darshan for me.
I agree. I mean, I am a huge fan.
I was
When
actually
Darshan calls
when I
my
was-
phone and I see his name pop up, I get like this.
I'm gonna get a Drexel
excited.
hoodie. I'm gonna get a
I get this
Drexel
excited feeling. I'm just like, I feel like I'm privileged. I really do.
hoodie.
I'm serious.
I
I'm not.
want a
actually
Drexel
when I
hoodie.
was when I before I was going to join, I told Raul, "Oh, my favorite people is here. All of you.
Should I jump
I'm
off?
fan of all of you." Yeah.
Robert
I have
should
no
use
idea who
Indian
Upton is. I'm sorry, Hamid.
Yeah,
I wish I did.
Darshan knows.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
guess.
Darshan, do you? What is this?
I have no idea what that is.
Who's our producer? Jamie? Can you, Robert? Can you ask your Jamie to do
I'm
some
sorry,
research?
Hamid. I wish I knew who that was.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'll
look it up,
ask,
so
but
I'll
I'm not
get him
sure
up.
where.
And let them know in Australia, Merry Christmas too. It's cold over there. The weather outside is frightful.
Dan, you ever get a cold in the summer?
That should be the worst.
It really is.
Actually, I know someone has very sick. It's going around again. Not COVID though.
Yeah, no, COVID too.
Monkey.
I
COVID's
had
going
3
around, but
people with COVID
3?
this week.
We've got a couple
last
staff
week and
members
this
out.
week.
We've got a couple CRCs out this week.
Dan, you're just recovering from monkeypox, right? No.
Man, you got me. I had a monkeypox scare though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually scary.
Closing thoughts, closing remarks. This was probably one of the best Guru Nation After Darks I've ever been a part of. I think Darshan agrees too.
Yeah, I have to agree because it's like it's so lighthearted. We're not like,
AI
being
could
so
never do
serious.
this. What AI? What sane person would pay their AI to produce this output?
Question is, does it do well?
I don't know. I think in 5 years from now, I think we're early. That's what I think the truth is.
Darshan, I have a
Since you
question
mentioned-
for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Do we as individuals, whether it's organizational level, whether it's enterprise level, whether it's just individual level, this is strictly for Darshan's opinion, doesn't mean anything, and this is not advice of any sort, right, Darshan? I'm giving you that caveat. But do we need to be concerned as individuals or organizations by the input in which we ask GPT to produce an output in terms of confidential? Because literally, I was there today. As a matter of fact, hold on, I literally have it on my browser, and everything is prefaced with, be cautious about what you upload, as sensitive information could be used and scripts can be reviewed.
Yep.
To enhance our language model.
Yes. So short answer, yes, and I'll do you one better. Can you, Mr. Safara, can you throw my screen up? So
Yes.
I just did a presentation on AI in clinical research. So I happen to have the slide set that I use, so I can share that.
Now this is interesting.
Do you see my screen?
Let me put it. Yeah.
Where'd
So if you
Monica
see
go?
here,
Monica probably hit the El Toro Y based on the position of the moon and the direction.
Yeah, it's
she
been all
was headed.
technical.
Yeah.
She
No, I
dropped.
know that
That's all you
area
had to
very
say.
well.
She dropped. Lost
I know
connection.
exactly where she dropped the El Toro
Okay.
Y.
Got it.
so the big thing obviously is that you can't own the content that was used to actually generate ChatGPT. So at a baseline level, you have problems with ownership. That's why OpenAI is being sued. Times is suing OpenAI, etc. Amazon tried to copy, and they were like, you know what? Ignore the law because everyone else is doing it. Then you had OpenAI saying, no, you can opt out, except they said it's so onerous it doesn't actually work. Then you talk about Sora, which is being trained on YouTube's videos, which is a violation of the terms of use. So then to the question Robert asked, OpenAI says, to the extent permitted by applicable law, you retain ownership rights in your input and your output. However, as we just pointed out here, you don't actually own those rights. To the extent applicable, they give you the right to own the data, except they don't own the data to start off with. So that's hugely problematic. So we assign that right to you and you own the output. Well, again, in terms of owning the output, you can't have a patent or a copyright on it because copyright law and stuff makes that a little bit more problematic. That's OpenAI. Anthropic goes one step further, in my opinion. They say you own right and interest to your own prompts. They don't even talk about your input or your output. So my point being, yeah, not so much. You don't actually own anything.
Be careful.
Yeah. And that's not counting the privacy elements of this. This is just data ownership. Then there's a whole privacy of your own data, which they are going to train people on already. This is Google, because I actually couldn't find Google's terms of use for Gemini. So I asked Gemini who owns it, generated by Google Gemini. It says it's probably held by Google itself. And that's Gemini who said it. So, and then there are all these other issues with AI, data lineage, data hallucination.
Hallucination is what I had. Last time I did shrooms.
Here's one that I think a lot of people don't realize. You realize that AI could actually be a GDPR violation, or if you're in California, a CCPA CPRA violation. And then we can keep going, but you get the general idea.
I had an interesting. Darshan's the beast. I had an interesting thing happen the other day. And by the way, this is the show I'm talking about, Presumed Innocent. I highly recommend.
Oh, look at that one.
I'm gonna go finish watching 3 more binges and then not even sleep, just be up, shower for that big pharma presentation tomorrow. We had a patient come in, and we're on the Arizona-California border, so it's not uncommon to have people from California come. And we started a new study, and they forced us to use e-consent. So we're like, whatever. It's like our 4th patient. It's our first one in this study from California. And me and Lana, and I'm mad at myself for not figuring out. Me and Lana are like, why is this consent form not loading? This is stupid. What are we doing wrong? Like, I hate new studies. It turns out we called the help desk of someone very astute, looked and said, oh, this is a California address. You had to hit the California Bill of Rights first. And we haven't done that in a while because we're in Arizona. But because the patient's address was California, they forced you, and it was like 5th on the list, so we didn't think to click that first. So kind of reminded me of what you said with the different states and all that.
Yeah. State law becomes very important. People focus a lot on federal law and clinical research. This conference I was at, we were discussing clinical trial agreements, and there were like 3 lawyers who were like, I was one of them, and we were talking about how no one's talking about state law, and everyone in the room just went, holy shit, because no one's thinking of it, and it's a massive issue. So yeah,
Robert's got
this.
Robert, this is not gonna be forever live, so Robert's got a statement he wants to make.
Yes, sir. What is the statement?
Just put a little lower, Robert.
No.
You guys.
So,
Darshan, you know what it is? You smart.
I do. I can tell what it is.
What is it, Darshan? You have no idea what this is.
So what do I get if I get it right?
Nah, Darshan, this isn't the place and time for it.
Darshan, next time you put me on a spectrum of politics, just please know who my friends are. Okay,
I thought I'm your friend.
You're my friend, but I'm closer to you on this spectrum than I am to them, probably.
You're slow too?
Yes. And Monica is further than I am. In one direction.
Wait. So getting back to you don't own your content. Well, what if you're the CEO?
Oh, and Robert's hat.
You don't own anyone's content, right? I'm speaking to.
I don't think I follow.
We're having a hallucination like the AI with Robert's.
Pavel Durov.
This isn't real. This is my twin. I'm in bed.
I have no idea what's going on.
Pavel's dog?
Oh, Pavel's okay. So
Telegram owner. He wasn't doing.
Yeah.
The
Telegram.
Oh, now that's where you are. Okay,
wasn't doing what he was told. He was putting up content they told him not to, and he's now in prison.
Yeah. Well, I think Russia is fighting back on that one.
Oh, you're talking about the Telegram CEO?
Yeah.
So he owns everybody's content.
You know what though?
But does he
owns anything?
Here's where I immediately go closer to Darshan. Be careful what you read and where you read it, because these days everything's created to generate clicks.
Sure.
I think there's a difference in data and data, and we use the word data interchangeably. But when we talk about data in the context of, for example, Telegram, you're talking about someone putting in a couple of words into the system. And yes, you can say, you know what, when you put those words into my system, we can own it. But if you talk about clinical trial data, can you actually own it? And I actually had that discussion and that argument in at the conference, and there were all a bunch of lawyers. I said, how many of you think you own the data? And people first raised their hands, and I went, so in the end, you're saying that I assigned to you a right to this data. Do you own it to be able to assign it? And most agreed that would be very difficult, especially in light of things like GDPR and CCP and the like. And this is too complicated for After Dark. But the idea being,
It's folks,
AI is going to make things more complicated as we continue.
It's gotten so late. Hamid's putting recipes on here by accident.
That's
Well,
because
you know,
I think this thing's an excellent elixir.
Do you know what the good news is? It's now Thursday in the East Coast, so
it's now almost summer in Australia.
And you've caught up to the reality of thinking it's Thursday, so it's there you go.
We were hallucinating for a second, saw like a different kind of hat.
I don't even remember being here, quite frankly.
It's your digital twin that joined.
That's what I already said.
You got a few tokens out of it.
Yeah. I think the AI is gonna keep lawyers very, very, very busy.
Hamid, please tell me more about this.
It's a lot of things.
I'm confused.
Things related to the AI.
Guys, it was fun. Wish me luck on this 5 a.m. thing with
you're gonna do awesome. Good job.
Fine. It's no big deal.
But Dan, like I remember the context of this because you were sharing it with me while it was happening, and it's kind of your dance, to dance.
Yeah.
So you guys can take in. I mean, yeah, you're gonna do great.
And we're gonna discuss this strategies at SOS, Save Our Sites in Oklahoma City, saveoursites.com. On the panel, how sites can brand themselves. I think one of the ways is this new thing, like these big pharma, they want to hear from sites. Find these people. Jerry from GSK is one. Every one of these companies has a dozen of these people. Their job is to look for sites to come on every month and give them like a talk in front of their Monica. I'll introduce you to them next so you can give them a talk next time. They got a lot of vaccine studies. I'm not that interested. They have some derm stuff, but I'm just on there. I don't need studies out of it. I'm just on there to be on there. I'm actually not trying to get studies. And when I told her, she said, no, we have a portfolio of studies. Not just one study, it's portfolio.
I'm having a great time. I mean, I'm having way too much fun on this. I don't even are we live still, or is this are we backstage?
I think it's a hallucination of the AI. Hamid's glitching. He's putting recipes on here.
I mean, is this for maybe it's my throat? Is it my raspy?
I think if we make this elixir that Hamid put, we get and teleport to the other dimension. And we gotta try.
No, Hamid put it because we were talking about COVID.
I mean, I wonder if Hamid could potentially put the quantity of each one of these ingredients. Is it like a 1-to-1 ratio?
I think it's however you feel.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'd like the recipe, but I need is this in mils? Is
you want specific recipe? Yeah.
Well, I really need to know. Is it like tablespoons?
The protocol needs to be amended.
Yeah.
Darshan, you're a trooper, man, and your camera looks great. I want a Drexel hoodie now. I'm
actually sending this back to Darshan, not because I don't like it, but because it's not autographed.
Because it's not autographed?
At SOS, you'll get an autograph.
Okay.
You get an autograph at SOS.
Make sure my one is
Darshan, hold on for After Dark, because this is not going to actually be recorded. So for those of you still watching, SOS is I'll give a hint for one of the things we have going on. You, Chris or Monica, want to give a hint for just a hint, not the whole thing?
Are you referring to Dodgers?
Okay, that's enough of a hint. Way more than enough of a hint. And you might be thinking Dodgers.
I didn't even hear him.
Yeah, the Dodgers in Oklahoma City. I thought they were in
Oh.
LA. Well,
Okay.
yeah, think about that. Okay, that's the riddle. We'll leave you guys with that. Darshan, you'll be out there.
I thought aren't you supposed to own the Dodgers, or is it the Clippers?
Nah, it's not the Dodgers. It was the Clippers. But I think it's gonna go back to baseball now,
Okay.
for reasons I won't get into. But maybe it's related to Robert's hat.
What, my
I don't
Alcoa
know what you're
consulting
talking about
hat?
Not that one, but
What are you talking about?
the other one. Guys,
What other one?
closing thoughts, or can I go watch Presumed Innocent?
Wow.
I highly recommend. Hi.
I gotta look it up now.
And this is Chris's man crush, dude.
Top favorite, probably top favorite 5 actor.
Fanboy.
Did you see the movie that he was in?
Yeah, I like him
Roadhouse.
very much too.
Did you see Roadhouse?
I saw
Yeah,
the
I did.
original. I haven't
I
seen
did.
that one yet. I haven't seen the remake.
It's really good.
The Covenant is super good. See The
Yes, he
Covenant
did an
if you haven't
excellent
seen it.
job on that.
I haven't
Explain
seen
that
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
The Covenant is a true story. It's a true story about a soldier in Afghanistan who is saved by an Afghani.
Wow.
And by doing that, the Afghani is the most wanted person in Afghanistan by the Taliban.
Oh,
I can't wait to see
It's
that
a
one.
really good movie.
This is
It's a
the
really good
Leo
movie.
DiCaprio
By
one,
your
right?
man crush?
No, it's
Jake
Jake.
Gyllenhaal.
The
I'm
Covenant.
gonna pitch.
I think I
pitch
did see that
Netflix.
one actually. What is the one with Leonardo DiCaprio where he wears the bear?
Oh, that's
Oh,
back in
the
the
Revenant.
1800s.
that's
Revenant.
an
Yeah.
excellent movie.
That one's
too.
good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pitch Netflix a show idea. It's a concept I've got. Adjunct professor at Drexel that moonlights as a pharmacist and attorney that comes on live
And
streams.
then fights.
Black belt in what was it?
Judo.
Judo.
And backpacks throughout the whole world.
This show,
International spy.
if you will, throughout all 30-minute time zones.
All 30-minute time zones.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. This was awesome as
Thank you,
always.
thank you,
Clearly
thank
not
love
our
you.
AIs, except for Robert's. His was a shoe-in AI glitching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.